Hello, this is Dylan here. Welcome back to Table Space, your place for everything tabletop gaming. I hope everyone can hear me well tonight. I have my N95 mask on. I've got my decibels turned down, noise cancellation turned on. As I'm going to be doing a little bit of airbrushing tonight, get these guys primed up. And I kind of wanted to get a little philosophical, I guess, with everyone who's listening. Is one thing I've noticed with Table Space is that as far as commissions and jobs that go with it, it's like it comes in waves. All last week, I was painting my Graveguard. I caught up on everything. I didn't have any really orders other than a couple of prints to catch up on, but it really wasn't anything crazy. I didn't have anything to paint other than what I wanted to paint because I didn't have any commissions. And within today I got like 3 or 4 different jobs kind of all at once. Someone wants me to paint this Metal Gear Solid board game and the miniatures in that. I got to paint some Space Marine stuff. I have a big kit bash job that I'm gonna be doing with a Terrorgeist and getting this guy to sit on top of him. So that's gonna be fun. I'll make sure to record that and make it its own separate video. And that's not going to be a table talk video just like this one is. Apologies for the airbrush here. Okay. And anyway, so I think it's crazy. I don't know if it's the universe or God or just something else, but I find it crazy how things seem to always work that way. It's the hurry up and wait. It's nothing and then everything all at once. And you know, for most of my life, up until very recently, I was somewhat of a control freak, I guess you could say. I like things to go a very specific way. I'm very much a planner, and if things don't go as planned, or if things do go as planned, and then something just pops up, it just kind of would make me really, really angry. And I know I talk about my kids a lot on this channel in these videos, but it's crazy how much of a different human being I am after having kids. It just completely gave me a 180 in life, and I started to notice that too. There's this cycle where things seem to be going great, and then all of a sudden, everything that can possibly go wrong goes wrong. And I didn't know how to combat that for most of my life until I had a good friend of mine who passed away a few years ago now. He was a really good friend. I feel like we were on the same wavelength. We had similar interests, similar hobbies, and we just thought the same. And it didn't matter who we were with. Eventually, we'd start a conversation, and we were just so in tune with one another that the other person couldn't figure out what in the world we were talking about. Have you guys ever had a friend like that? If you have, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, when he passed away, or before he passed away, he was diagnosed with cancer. And when he first got diagnosed, he went through chemo, I believe. Everything was fine. He went into remission. And then a few years later, everything kind of came back with force. And nothing seemed to help. Nothing was able to treat it. And he was put on hospice. And he eventually got the better of him and he lost his life. And one thing that really impressed me throughout the second go round of his remission with cancer was just how, I don't know, stoic he was, carefree. It just seemed as though nothing really bothered him. He was the same person as he always was. He wasn't afraid to die. He wasn't worried about what was going to happen next, about what meal he'd be able to eat or not be able to eat in a few weeks because he had GI cancer. And slowly but surely, things were getting taken away from him. Various meals he couldn't eat or drinks he couldn't drink. And it always impressed me how he handled that so well. Looking at myself, I would put myself in the shoes I'd be terrified. And it was through his studies in philosophy that he was able to handle that diagnosis so well. And after he passed away, his mother had called me into her home and called me into his room and had me go through his belongings and just kind of see what I wanted and just kind of take what I wanted. And then what I took was his books, the books that he studied and read towards the end of his life. And that really changed the perspective on life and on a lot of things for me. I started to study, I guess, philosophy and just how to think about things and how to handle negativity, and just started to notice the patterns in life, how everything is a cycle. And if you can find comfort in that and learn how to recognize the signs that, what's kind of a cycle that you're in, you can really take advantage of the situation. And this for table space, this is like the third, fourth, maybe even fifth time where I go through these waves of like everyone, quote unquote, not everyone, but you know what I mean. Everyone wants something done, and then all of a sudden it's quiet and there's nobody asking me to do anything. And so I literally just expect that to happen. And when it does, I don't freak out. I don't complain. I just accept it and just move on. Let's see. I got some primer left, so I'm gonna go ahead and prime these bases over here. These are gonna be for the Halo Flashpoint Fire Team once I catch up and get back to these guys. So let's just use the rest of this primer and get it over with. So, do you guys experience that in your life? Moments of solace or predictability followed by moments of chaos and just everything all at once? How do you guys deal with it? Do you have any tips that I could partake in to handle those different things? And any advice I'll take, because I'm the person, I like to listen to what everyone has to say, even if it's an opinion I don't necessarily agree with or a topic I don't care for. I still like to listen to what people have to say and take their knowledge and use it for me and make me a better person too. So just a short video tonight. I just trying to focus on being consistent, and I do apologize if the airbrushing was annoying for any of you out there listening. I'm just trying to figure out different things and see how it works. And this is my third or fourth attempt at YouTube, and each time that I do this, I get more and more committed, if you want to call it that, or focused to see this thing through. And this go around, my goal is consistency. Trying to put as much content as I can out there, trying to make it as best of quality as I can given the situation that I'm in, and taking that data and seeing how I can improve. And so those of you out there that are listening, if you have anything you'd like to share, please comment down below. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and leave a like. If you don't like what I'm doing and have any tips on what I can do to maybe change things up, send me a comment. Let me know. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a good Monday, and looks like we're going to have a great week, okay? Take care. Peace.